Welcome. It's absolutely brilliant to see so many of you here today to celebrate the talent and the dedication of everyone at Southampton University Hospital Trust. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Lena Samuels, and I'm going to invite the Worshipful, the Mayor of Southampton, Councillor Derek Burke, to kick proceedings off.
Thank you, Lena. Good everybody. Good evening. So I'm really, really pleased to be here tonight. Looking forward to seeing all the awards and seeing a happy face on people actually say, when you say to somebody, hey, thanks for doing that, and they say, well, it's my job. But it's not. It's about going an extra bit and giving people extra things. So thanks for that. Thanks for the invitation. Lena, yours.
Thank you. I'm going to ask our chairman, John Truby, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Lena. Well, welcome to everyone this evening. As the chairman of the board, I always say this, and I always feel very strongly about this. I feel incredibly privileged and humbled to be involved with this hospital when I hear some of the stories that we're all going to hear tonight. And I really do mean strongly when I say that I'm immensely proud of the people who work in our hospital, and I think we'll hear from some of the citations this evening and some of the awards that have been given proof of that pride that I have.
Now, many of you will be very familiar with the name of Esther Rantzen, a household name, graduated from Oxford, CBE, started her career in journalism as a sound assistant and rising to become the face of That's Life, but also undertaking pioneering work in child protection with Childline. And we're delighted that she's come back for a second year to come and present these awards. So, Esther Rantzen, please do join us.
So, how do you do? A real pleasure to meet you. How do you do? It's absolutely no offence that you're sitting here at the back. We just, felt that I would need a temptation to lure me all the way here, so it's a pleasure to meet you. So I feel I've met you now, which is very nice. How do you do? So you're sitting in the front, so if you want to throw anything at me. Sorry about that, but I just felt it's such a long way back. And you're still there. You haven't walked up. So pleasure to see you, and thank you so much for having me back.
So we're going to start off with the first of our awards. And before I do, I think I just want to give a thank you not just for the sponsor of this category, but for all of our sponsors. And the sponsor for this one is Beechcroft. The first award is Chief Executive's Employee of the Year. And the runner-up is Gabriel Jaramazovic, HR Business Partner. Our winner for this particular category is Pauline Nyman.
On behalf of my son, the very new doctor, thank you so much for making his life possible and his work easier. I'm sure that's what you do. Thank you very much indeed.
The team of the year, every month, for those of you who don't know, there is a winner. So for January, February and so on, there is a team that is nominated and they become the team of the month. So all of the teams that we see here have all been a winner each month. And via text, one of those teams has succeeded in becoming the winner. Now, the runner-up is the Emergency Department Assault Data Team, as you can see, for their role in dramatically reducing violent crimes and emergency admissions. So the winner for Team of the Year, one of the things that a hospital is always challenged with is trying to reduce length of stay. And the Diabetes Outreach Team managed to do that through their work.
So you outreach to people with diabetes?
We do. Any one time we're in the trust, we know there are about 140 adult patients with diabetes. So we do our best to try and go to the wards directly and outreach. It's hard work, but as long as you can engage them and work hard with them, you can try and empower them to take more charge of their diabetes, which they live with, obviously, all the time, rather than just us interfering occasionally and seeing them every now and then.
Congratulations.
Our next award is the Chairman's Award for Leadership, and we're very grateful to Jane and Martin Bovey, who have been sponsors of this award for quite a number of years now. And it's presented to an inspirational individual who showed exceptional leadership in improving service and providing better care. We've got quite a number of people who were nominated. And the runner-up is Caroline Marshall, Divisional Clinical Director. You'll be pleased to know that the winner of the Chairman's Award for Leadership is Annette Perkis, Head of Therapies, for introducing 7-day working, which in itself has reduced the length of stay.
What does Head of Therapies mean?
It means I look after all the occupational physiotherapists in the physiotherapists in the hospital.
And you make them work over the weekend?
Yeah. We've changed our staffing so that actually we've got more staff in at the weekends. So actually patients don't wait from Friday to Monday to be seen. We carry on their rehab through the weekend, and it's made a difference to length of stay.
Congratulations. Another fantastic, sensible idea.
And the next award that we're going to is sponsored by City College, and it's presented to a member of staff or a team who've used education to make a significant difference in the way that we do and deliver things. The nominations are, and again we had a number of these. And the runner-up for improving education for patients and staff about diabetes is the inpatient diabetes team. And the winning team, if you like, for education and training are the e-prescribing team in pharmacy. And e-prescribing is about being able to reduce the number of mistakes that people make through human error, ensuring that people get the right doses, and that we've got proper and correct records for our patients.
That's really interesting. Tell me how that works.
What we've done is we've changed the way of prescribing for doctors. We've changed it into electronic from a piece of paper so that nurses can read what's written on the paper.
You've done away with doctors' handwriting. Yeah. Congratulations.
Our next award is for an individual or a team who have worked hard to create the right environment and culture within the organisation. So the nominations. And our runner-up is somebody who I can say has put in so much enthusiasm, and his name is Ram Jassi, and I have to thank his manager for giving him the time to contribute to the work that he does within the Trust to improve equality and diversity. So it's actually the Black and Minority Ethnic Committee for championing the needs of BME staff and members across the Trust. So I'm going to ask a representative or two to come up and take the award.
How do you do?
How do you do too?
We all get nice and close. Very good.
Got a wide-angle lens on there.
And the next award is for patient experience, presented to a team who have enhanced that experience. The nominations are, we've got a couple of slides here. And the runner-up is Dr. Andrew Davies, Consultant in Cancer Care. And the winners for patient experience are Dr. Harry Akerman and Dr. Paul Trumpelman, Consultant Anaesthetists.
How do you do? Are you Harry or Paul?
Paul.
Oh, well, give our love to Harry. He can't be with us.
The whole idea is numbing the area with local anesthetic. You don't need to use opiates like morphine, and then you're less likely to be sick afterwards, and you're more likely to go home the same day.
Our next award is for patient safety, sponsored by the University of Southampton. Nominations, once again, many people nominated and recognised by colleagues across the hospital. I'm delighted to say that the runner-up is David Whedon, Associate Medical Director. And the person who's won the award for this has managed to develop that within the Trust. And the winner is Gail Byrne for significantly improving patient outcomes.
What do you think about the nature of nursing today?
In terms of nursing, I think obviously it's about care and compassion. And I think one of the things that we need to inculcate is that bringing back care and compassion.
Now, our next award is the Southampton Hospital Charity Award. And this is an award given to individuals or a team of people who've worked hard to raise money for appeals within the hospital. The nominees are, and we're going to hear no doubt a little bit about what they did in a while. And the runner-up is Joan Newman. And the winner for the Southampton Hospital Charity Award is Fiona Delamont. And just a little note to say about Fiona, apparently she organises Christmas presents for the wards. Ensures that every child gets a present at that time, and of course it's a very difficult time for children then. To be able to get a Christmas present at that time is really special for them. So you must have to do a lot of wrapping.
Wrapping and unwrapping. It says here you're a play specialist. What does that mean?
I work with young children to prepare them for operations and procedures.
Now our next award is for a volunteer. The nominees, again a good number of them. And I think what I could probably say about the runners-up is that they probably make a very good cup of tea. It's Frances Alderton and Jean Ellis. And of course, something that goes down well with a nice cup of tea, of course, is a slice of cake. So I can let you know that the winners did just that. They improved the experience for patients by organising cake and concert events. And the winners therefore are Vera Archer, Jill Calloway, Gary Guthrie, Val Osborne, Sarah Poole and Esri Tagan.
And that's Jill, two Jills. Such a liar, Gary. And the lady at the back? Esri, what a lovely name. Esri, very good. So you are the Great British Bake Off of Southampton Hospitals.
So our next award is for the Unsung Hero, sponsored by the hotel here today. And I believe the winners are going to be in for a bit of a treat. I think it's dinner for two for those who've won. And really this is for people who work behind the scenes, who make a vital difference but actually don't perhaps get the profile that they ought to get. And I can let you know that the runner-up probably does some essential and vital work that has an impact on young people's lives well into their future. The runner-up is the Tremona Road School Child Health. And so the winning title, if you like, goes to somebody who is renowned for 30 years' worth of going the extra mile. And her name is Coral Martin.
Coral, how do you do? Why?
I just don't know. I'm just not used to all of this.
Well, pay no attention to them. They're not listening anyway. They're thinking
I'm
about...
not used to people making a fuss of me.
Okay, well, tell me what you do.
Well, I work in neurotheatres. I work with lots of, we want to call them brain surgeons. And I'm a circulating nurse in the theatre.
Thank you. Our next award is for innovation, and of course that's what the health sector and developments really rely on. It's about thinking outside of the box, finding new solutions, and the nominees for this category are for an individual or team who've done just that. They've applied innovation to improve patient outcomes. And our runner-ups are Rebecca Cusack and Dr. Dominic Richardson. And the innovation winner is Lucy Fairchild, who's a staff nurse in surgery. And we're going to ask Tracy Richards to collect the award on her behalf.
Have your photograph taken so that Lucy has evidence.
I will do that, thank you.
And our next awards are our Research and Development Awards. So there are only winners, no runner-ups, if you like, and they're for a team or individual for a piece of joint research between the University of Southampton and us as a trust. Once again, a number of nominees. We've got a few categories. So for the category for research and development for the best clinical impact, the winner is Simon Bourne and the COPD team.
COPD is lungs, isn't it? It is, right. Smoker's lungs. Ah, that's a good phrase, isn't it? That's rather more catchy. Right, and tell me what your innovation did.
So we run a very large team that interacts both with the clinical side and the research side, looking after patients within an innovative research programme.
And the next winner is for the commercial research highest performer, and the winner is Dr. Saul Faust and he led on 7 commercial research projects. Now, I know Saul isn't going to be here today, but that overall 705 volunteers were recruited for studies that were led by him, and that's an enormous number of volunteers.
So tell me who you are.
I'm Philippa. I work with Dr. Faust.
Oh, how do you do, Philippa? It's a pleasure to meet you. Give him our love. Say congratulations. And while you're about it, those are the most lovely shoes.
And our final research and development award goes to the research team of the year. And it'll be one or many, I hope, will come up for this winner. It's the lymphoma research team. Sounds like a whoop at the back. And that very enthusiastic person is weaving his way from the back. I can let you know that the team's nominated for national and international recognition. Their portfolio covers intensive first-in-man phase 1 trials to international phase 3 practice-changing trials.
How do you do? Would you mind explaining all of that?
Well, it's a team, and I'm really sorry the team aren't here because they're busy treating patients. We've got a really active research program. It's really exciting, bringing some really exciting new therapies for people with lymphoma, and so that's very well done of the team, really.
We're on to our final award, and it is the Southern Daily Echo Reader's Choice Award. So this is an award where the Daily Echo has asked their readers to nominate a winner, some of the nominees. And the readers were asked to nominate somebody who'd gone that extra mile, so they noticed it. And the runner-up is Claire Moody, staff nurse in cardiac, and been chosen because the readers were impressed with her compassion for heart attack patient Derek Butcher during his stay at the hospital. Apparently, she was so concerned for him during one of the nights that he was staying at the hospital that she moved his bed closer to the nurse's station so that she could keep a closer eye on him.
Well, congratulations, Claire.
Thank you very much.
You remember this patient?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It must be so satisfying for you to get this particular award and realise you really made such a difference.
It is. It's actually I'm about lost for words. But I would just like to say thank you very much for Derek for nominating.
Is he here?
I don't know. Yes. Oh.
Derek. So this lady clearly deserves everything you've not. Wait a minute. Stay where you are, Claire.
Well, I was overwhelmed with the whole experience in this Southampton General Hospital. And of course, during one particular phase of my stay, I felt quite vulnerable. And Claire, among others, but principally Claire, looked after me in such a moving way that I felt empowered to do something about it. So I did, and I'm delighted with the result.
We are delighted. Who's that lady sitting next to you?
It's my partner, Helen.
Helen, it must have been a worrying time for you too.
Very, yes, very worrying, but a marvellous nurse, a
fantastic nurse.
My heart's still ticking.
Yeah, and your heart's still, and he's blooming, Claire. You see how well he is. Now, the next thing that's going to happen is he's going to be traumatised by me descending upon him. No, he looks fine. He looks absolutely fine. Well, Claire, what would you say to any young person who is thinking of taking up nursing, wondering whether it's a career for them? What would you say?
I would tell them to go for it. I love my job. We're getting a lot of bad press at the moment within, our hospital, not just our hospital, but hospitals all over the country. But I absolutely love my job, and I would say to anybody, just go for it. And
what I would say is a newspaper, forgive me, colleagues in journalism, a newspaper is tomorrow's fish and chips, but the memories for a patient like Derek will stay forever, both with him and his family. And now, fortunately, they've been able to make it public. So this newspaper is going to publicise it.
Now, the panel at the Echo had a hard time choosing the winner because they received 10 nominations in the category. And after much deliberation, they decided that Donna Sharland, clinical nurse, specialist, upper GI, should be the winner. Now, she's a nurse specialist in esophageal and gastric cancer, and apparently not only gave Daniel Fitzpatrick the courage to go ahead with his cancer treatment, her nomination in the paper sparked numerous calls to the newsroom from many other patients.
Well, congratulations, Donna. So, the person who nominated you was
Daniel Fitzpatrick.
And is Daniel with us?
He is.
Right, you're going to stay here. You're going to hold this, hold that.
It's quite a long one.
Maybe some time. Right.
When I was diagnosed with cancer last February, I found it very hard to go through, to go for chemotherapy. And Donna was there to help me through it.
And how did she do that?
Spoke to me, told me, what it's like. And she's just gone that extra bit.
Do you remember what sort of patient he was?
He was brilliant. All of my patients are brilliant. They do the hard work.
So he was a bit nervous or concerned about it?
More than a bit. Yeah, he was. The mere word chemotherapy terrified him, but we got there.
Yeah, got there. Yeah.
So what would you say to other patients who are going to have to undergo the same sort of treatment?
Well, just talk to the team and make sure you've got support from the family.
And here's the living proof of what a difference it makes.
Now that concludes the awards part of the evening, and we will be having a presentation, very short presentation in a little while. But before we do, I thought I'd just ask Esther to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much, Lena. We've had a lot of fun this afternoon, but there's been a very serious message behind it. And that is that thanks to the dedication and skill and commitment of all the people that we've met today, you have come up with some amazing new ideas. And I think that this is really an example of best practice, celebrating best practice, and hopefully spreading it around the country. It's really important that the British public doesn't lose our faith and trust in the NHS. And I think ceremonies like this just underscore for us, the patients, how important your work is, how dedicated you are to it, and how lucky we are to have you. So on behalf of all the patients who can't be here today, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you to all of you for inviting me to come back and speak. I was lucky enough to win the Charity Star Award last year. But the work I do is really on behalf of a whole team. My passion is to make a difference for patients and make sure they have the right environment to support them through what is a very long journey of treatment.
I'm going to ask our Chief Exec, Mark, who's coming for a lot of stick today, I think, to come in and kind of rehabilitate his reputation somewhat.
Thanks, Lena. For me, just sitting in the audience, I always tend to cry at these things because actually what you find is just how incredible people are, really. We've seen tonight some people that have done, many people who've done incredible things. The people who haven't got the awards tonight, do fantastic things. If we have one legacy together, the key issue will be that our friends, our families and our patients can look forward to being treated safely and appropriately with dignity and privacy, and will receive great clinical outcomes in this hospital. And, the rest of the NHS needs to learn a lot from us and from you. So thank you.
Whilst you're eating, we've got a bit of a little surprise for you of a Bollywood nature, so something to watch out for.